Hello everybody, good afternoon, good evening to you all, and welcome to the stream. Thank you guys very much for being here today. Hope you're all doing well. John, Esme, Bandit, welcome guys. What zone is up next? Where are we going? We are going to Dustwallow Marsh, that's nice. Unfortunately, we missed out on Searing Gorge. Richard, good afternoon, buddy. So the plan for today is possibly we get this hunter maxed out. Should be able to get them maxed out, maybe we get them maxed out, and maybe we step foot into a battleground. Potentially, depending on how fast we go, how efficient we can be. And depending on how much of a slog the Dragonblight zone is today, will determine whether we can actually get all that done. Kind of wondering if we're going to get a new cinematic this week, the way we got the Spider Queen Lady Xalatath cinematic last week. Usually when they do those 2.5D art pieces, they do like 2 or 3 of them. And if they're going to do any more, they only have about 10 days. The expansion comes out in 10 days. Which is kind of crazy. Talon, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. This guy died really fast. I feel like they keep nerfing the bosses. Lisa, good afternoon and welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, aren't they dying really fast? I really feel like not only are the bosses dying really fast, but like the progress bars of the other events are also moving really fast. Are they doing like hotfixes to make these faster? Because that's what it seems like. Every time I get on, it seems like the events get completed a little bit quicker, the bosses die a little bit faster. I wonder if they're just doing like weekly hotfixes. Or if it's something to do with player behavior. You think they are making it easier as time goes on? They're not really like talking about the fact that they're doing that though. But yeah, it certainly feels that way. Even this bar up here seems to be reducing faster, to like getting it to 0 and getting the main boss to come out seems to be happening really fast. Which I guess that's fine. As long as I can actually get to the bosses in time. Like, see, this one just spawned and already they're at like half health. I mean, technically, if everything is a little bit easier, we should level up a little bit faster. Assuming we can get to the events, like, assuming we can get to each place before the event ends. Yeah, it's possible maybe more people are getting gear, maybe more people are doing it. It could be a lot of different factors. Whatever's causing it, it's like everything's going faster today. That being said, I didn't play it all yesterday, so I kind of lost my continual frame of reference. Have I noticed that on some of the percentage-based ones you don't get the percentage bar? Yeah, there have been some times when we've been in the area but the bar hasn't shown up. It's happened to us a couple times. Mike, thanks so much for the 1 month, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. I don't know how we didn't get melted standing in the flame breath, but okay, I will take it. Is she just stuck doing flame breath? Wait, what happened to her? I think she bugged out. I don't think she's supposed to do flame breath for the entire fight in one direction. I don't remember that being a part of the fight. I feel like she got bugged out. I have to vendor some stuff here because I don't have any bags on this character. This character has no bags. If this character is my PvP character, then technically they don't need bags. Like, when you PvP, you don't need bags. But I'll probably still have to get them some bags. Let's not sell the epic. She's in Nixia, she can do as she wants. I guess so. That was interesting. Yeah, like, see, right here we don't have the percentage bar, and I'm wondering, like, is the event still going on? Is the event over? Typically, when the event is over, the mobs despawn. So I have to assume the event is still going, but yeah, without the progress bar, there's not really any way to tell, like, where we're at. It could be 50%, it could be stuck at 10%, we really don't have any information about it. That's a little bit weird. We'll give it another minute or two. See if we can conclude it. Yeah, that's strange. And there's not really a lot of people here. Maybe because they swooped down, saw there wasn't a bar, and flew away. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this one. We could hang out here and potentially waste a bunch of time. Or we could move on and try to find one of the bubbles that's actually working. Yeah, this is weird. It's weird. It's a weird bug. You would think, like, as the event goes on, there would be less bugs. But somehow, instead, the opposite seems to be true. Fly away from it and fly back. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's see if we can just, like, zip out of the area. We'll zip into this other area. Okay, we got a bar over here. Now let's zip back into that area. There we go. Hey, that was good. But look what happened. Like, we've been out here this whole time, okay? I don't think the bar was moving, you know? Like, this should have been farther than 24% if it had been counting all the progress that we had seen prior to flying back. This is weird. Yeah, like, I feel like people are out here doing this and, like, it's not progressing for anybody. In the meantime, I see this boss popped up and this boss is already dead. That's how fast. And then in the meanwhile, we've been stuck here trying to make a bar move that didn't exist. So we just wasted a bunch of time. That's always fun. It's like the longer the event goes on, the more the bugs proliferate. They fixed the event, they gave themselves a pat on the back, and then they forgot about it. Yeah, that makes sense. It's fine, yeah, we got it in an okay state, let's go ahead and just leave it there. It sounds like something they would do. I kind of thought, like, eventually they would make the time between, like, 30 minutes, but the way they have the event set up now, I don't think they're going to reduce the time anymore. It feels like it's just going to stay an hour between zones. Which, like, the way they have it set up right now, the hour between zones works fine. Now that you can just farm the one zone, like, repeatedly. I kind of thought that they would add more zones. Like, maybe by the end of the event, we'd end up with, like, 4 or 5 zones to bounce between, but that doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Buffalo Bill, good morning, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, decreasing it to 30 wouldn't do anything. In fact, decreasing it to 30 would be a pain in the butt. Because all that would mean is you'd have to zone hop more often. Yeah, and the way they have it set up now, there's no reason to decrease it anymore. Originally, you could only fight the boss one time in that period of time. And so in that scenario, it made sense to reduce the time. But now it's like, it's an hour, it's fine at an hour. I thought they would add more zones. so that we'd have more places to go, like different environments to see. Or maybe that they'd even switch them out for like 3 different zones. But apparently we're just gonna have these 3 zones on repeat infinitely for the next 10 days. Yeah, if they wanted to do new zones, they'd actually have to make content, right? We wouldn't want them to have to make more content. We know how challenging that can be. At this point, I guess I would really rather they prefer... I would prefer rather that they put all their effort into squashing all the bugs that are still in the War Within. Because, you know, from what people say, it's still quite buggy. I guess the hope is that, like, the beta build, the build that's on the beta servers, is not the most current build. So, like, maybe there's a better functioning build that exists. Maybe the expansion won't launch as a buggy mess. We can hope. Keep our fingers crossed. Danielle, welcome. Thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're digging the content. I'm having a lot of fun on the Paladin as well. It's really nice to be back in Classic Era and to feel like I'm on a server that's stable. It's nice to be able to play in a place where I know, like, the population isn't going to vanish. I don't have to worry about, like, fan-based fresh start guilds. I don't have to worry about the popularity of hardcore. It's nice to play on a server that's, like, established, that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's funny, people keep telling me, I get a lot of comments, like, telling me that, like, Deviant Delight is not dead. But, you know, it sure felt dead when I was playing on it. Even the Refresh Guild, we were in the Refresh Guild, which was supposed to be one of the bigger guilds. And it was like, the guild chat was shared amongst multiple guilds. Even the guild chat in the Greenwall Guild was dead. There was no activity in it. So, like, I wonder if the people that keep telling me Deviant Delight isn't dead, I wonder if they are playing on the Horde side. Because it was certainly dead on the Alliance side. The classic content I do is recorded stuff, yeah. For right now, I don't have any plans to stream classic stuff. All the Classic Era stuff we do now, it's going to be on the Paladin, it's going to be on the White Main server, and it's all going to be recorded stuff. It gives me a way to keep that part of the channel alive. Alpha T, good afternoon, buddy, and welcome to the stream. I think also, like, I haven't decided this, like, ultimately yet. But when the War Within comes out, when I'm questing, when I'm leveling my character, and when I'm doing the quest, that stuff is probably going to be recorded content. The stuff that I'm going to do in streams is going to be dungeons, delves, PvP, raids, world quest. Like, I'm gonna keep all of the questing all the leveling, all the reading of the quest, I think I'm going to keep all that stuff in a recorded series for the War Within. And then streams will focus on, like, endgame stuff. That being said, it's probably only going to take, like, 10 hours to hit max level. But I still plan to go around. I want to do 100% completion, so I want to read every quest. Like, all the main stuff and all the side stories. But yeah, I'm 90% certain at this point that I'm going to handle that as a recorded. I don't think I want to stream and read every single quest, because if I stream and I'm reading every single quest, that's going to be like 3-4 hour sessions of me talking nonstop. Like, between reading all the stuff and chatting with you guys, it's going to be like I'm never going to have a chance to shut up. And I just don't know if that's going to be enjoyable for me. I don't think that's going to be the way that, like, I can, like, absorb the lore, absorb the stories of the War Within. And I don't think it's going to be enjoyable from, like, a viewer perspective if I'm just constantly talking all the time. So yeah, that's kind of my plan for War Within. And as soon as I get to a point where I can do dungeons and do delves and do PvP stuff, then I'll be streaming that stuff. But I'm going to keep the questing like an immersive recorded. And keeping it as a recorded will also help us find more people for the community. The thing about streams is, like, when you do a stream, the YouTube algorithm, like, forgets about the stream as soon as the stream ends. So you don't find a lot of new people for your community by doing streams. Because the algorithm really won't show streams to people, like, after they've already ended. Whereas recorded content can pop off at any time, and recorded content shows up a lot more, like, in people's feeds. So from the perspective of, like, wanting to grow the channel, it makes more sense to me to do, like, a big launch as a recorded series. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. Patrick, good afternoon, man. Welcome, and thanks for being here. Jacob, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome. At some point, I need to pull up the talent build that I was copying. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Awesome. Oh, and of course I opened Wowhead for the first time today, and every time I open Wowhead for the first time, it, like, crashes my Chrome browser. That's right, I can't use Wowhead anymore. I have to use Icy Veins. Marksman, Hunter, PvP, Talent build, Icy Veins. Okay. There we go. Alright, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Perry, good evening, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Is the new expansion good so far? I don't know. This is only the pre-patch. Yeah, the expansion's not going to be out until, well, we got 10 days. So the 22nd is when the expansion officially launches. This is just the pre-patch event. As far as, like, the class changes that we're able to see, like, most of the class changes seem good. But as far as like how the actual content's gonna feel when we're in the expansion, I don't know yet. The beta was good, like we played through the Isle of Dorn. And the Isle of Dorn was pretty enjoyable to quest through. We did a couple of delves, the delves seem like those are gonna be fun. But like holistically, I don't know yet. Whitney, good afternoon and welcome to the stream. We got there just in time for that one. That was close. Oh my god, we finally got a bow. They finally stopped giving us pole arms. Like, all day the other day, like, the only weapon upgrade we kept getting pole arms. Which you can only use if you're survival spec. It's nice that they finally gave us a bow. Because we very much could use a weapon upgrade at some point. Yeah, the item levels of the gear you get while you're leveling up for this event is really bad. Yeah, they don't give you, like... You're not getting gear that's item level appropriate to your actual character level when you're getting blues while you're leveling up in this. Like, we know that because I took a few characters in here that had quested for a while into, like, their 20s and 30s, and then, like, taking a character in their 20s and 30s into this event, you realize that the blue items you're getting are garbage for your character level. So, like, I don't know why they couldn't fix it. Like, I don't know why the loot is so bad, but it is really bad, yeah. When you level the character up here, like, from level 10 onward, you don't really notice. Unless you just are aware of what item levels, like, loot typically is for the character level, but it's really, like, especially when you take a character that's been questing, or a character that's been doing dungeons, and then you take them into the event, and you realize that all the gear you're getting is crap. It's really strange, and I don't know why they don't seem interested in fixing it or whatever. Maybe they can't. Yeah, like I just don't worry about any of the gear till level 80. Like that's or level 70. That's it. We get level 70, we buy all the stuff off the vendor, and then we're good. And like before that, I don't worry about the gear. My heirlooms are only good till level 30 something, and I don't have the gold to upgrade them, unfortunately. So apparently it costs quite a bit of gold now to upgrade them. Have I ever played PvP before? Yeah, I've done Battlegrounds like way back in the day. I think the last time I did like Battlegrounds was probably like back in like Wrath of the Lich King. Like back in the original Wrath of the Lich King. No, like I'm not typically a PvP player. What got me interested in it is being able to do rated Battlegrounds as a solo player. Cause like for me, there was never an incentive to PvP in this game. I never saw like the incentive and the motivation to PvP. Because for me, gear is a means to an end. And it seemed like with PvP, gear was like the end. You PvP, you get gear, and then you keep PvPing. But with the ability to chase rating is a really good motivator for me. Because I'm very easy in that way. If I can push a rating forward in a season, then boom, that's awesome. I can have fun with that. Because then all the gear I get is a means to that end. So that's really the only reason that I even got remotely interested in doing Battlegrounds, was that the ability to do rated solo Battleground queue. Marcin, good afternoon, good evening to you, and welcome to the stream. You would think that if, like, I saw the sword, and that's why I thought about this, but you would think that if Azeroth was going to have any traumatic memories, it would probably be from the time that Sargeras plunged his sword directly into the planet. That's a pretty traumatic memory. Why aren't we doing stuff in Silithus? If these are, like, Azeroth's traumatic memories. What's the goal today? The goal today is to get this character to 70, and maybe if we have time, step foot into a battleground. It's really going to depend on, like, the speed of leveling. I say that because we have Dragonblight up next. Like, from the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour, we have Dragonblight. And Dragonblight is a frickin' slog fest. Oh my god. It's the, I like, you know, the event is what it is. It's not, like, super stimulating content. But in Dragonblight, everything is far apart. All of the events are kind of bad. None of them are close together. None of them are, like, none of them feel good. Searing Gorge and Dustwall of Marsh feel great for what it is. But Dragonblight, not so much. So we'll see. I feel like in Dragonblight, we level half as fast as the other two zones. And yeah, unfortunately, Dragonblight is up next. So I'm kind of hoping we get as many levels as possible here. Like, maybe if we can hit 60 here, I'd like to hit 60 here before we move into Dragonblight. And then maybe we have a chance to hit cap today and do some Battlegrounds. I would have rather done something in Silithus than do something in Dragonblight. Like, I don't know. And, like, of all the Northrend zones that they picked, like, why Dragonblight? Visually, Dragonblight is the most boring zone that exists in Northrend. In my opinion, it's the most boring looking zone. They could have done stuff in Grizzly Hills. Grizzly Hills is an amazing zone with amazing music. Instead, they chose Dragonblight, which is a boring zone with lame music. And it's a very big zone, so stuff is spread, like, really far apart. It's almost like they picked Dragonblight intentionally because it's bad. I hate to think that, but if I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, what would be a cool zone in Northrend to have an event in, like, obviously the first thing you think about is Grizzly Hills. But really, like, any of the zones would have been better than Dragonblight. Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, if it was specifically about the lore, then it should have been Icecrown that we were in, and not Dragonblight. If you were trying to, like, point to the lore for any of it, and then, but then also, yeah, I guess, like, the lore makes sense for the other two, like the Searing Gorge and Dustwall of Marsh makes sense, but Dragonblight really doesn't. Icecrown would have made more sense. And yeah, like, I don't know, Icecrown probably would be about the same, though, as far as how it looks. But I would have just preferred to have it in Grizzly Hills for aesthetics. I feel like for stuff like this, you should choose zones that people like. If you're just going to have 3 zones and you're going to have events in the zones, like, choose the zones people like. If you're only going to have 3 zones, make sure that's, like, some of the most, like, fondly remembered zones that exist. But, you know, that being said, how many people that work at Blizzard, how many of those people have actually leveled through Northrend? Probably a small percentage of them. Like, how many of the people that currently develop World of Warcraft Modern, how many of those people have leveled through the Grizzly Hills? How many of those people have leveled through Northrend at all? Probably a small percentage. So it's like there's no one there that can advocate for the zones, you know what I mean? There's no one in the room who's like, oh, you know what? Instead of doing it in Dragonblight, why don't we do it in Grizzly Hills? Grizzly Hills was my favorite zone. It's so amazing. Like, there's just nobody in the room to advocate for better content. Because none of them know. How many play the game? They like we found out from the Diablo 4 devs, they're too busy to play the game. They're too busy going on nature walks and shit. You know, because they're just an artist. They're just a quest designer. They're just a lead developer. Like they're too busy to play the game. When are they gonna get their nature walks in? Sounds like the people who made the Halo TV series play Halo. Why would we do that? We're making TV shows, right? Why the F would I play a video game? Yeah, that's the approach now. Like, why would I play the game? I make the game. So why would I play the game? I make the game. I don't play the game. Okay, get it straight. I don't have time to play the game and make the game. Okay. You would think, like, if you work on a game like World of Warcraft, you have a 40-hour work week. 10 of those hours you should have to log in the game. Like, you should have to log that 10 hours in the game every week. And if you're not doing that, then, like, you really don't have a right to be working on the game. If you're not playing the game 10 hours a week at least, you're not qualified to work on it, in my opinion. Like, 10 hours a week is not a lot of time for a game like this. Yeah, it's the same thing with any kind of content. Like, typically when creators make content that the fans don't like, it's because those creators have no idea what the fans like, because they're not fans. They're not players. Like, they are just trying to create stuff. They're not fans. They don't actively play the game as much as a fan does. And so that's usually what happens when they make content that just doesn't connect with the player base. It's because they don't understand the player base, because they're not actually a part of the player base. Yeah, they have beta testers, but it's like realistically the best way to see if your game is good is to play your game, and do you enjoy your game? You know, play the game. Was it fun for you? Okay, now you have actual, like, experience to look at. It's fine. A lot of the people that work on games aren't even gamers. They're just cogwheel corporate employees that slide into place at, like, one studio after the next. And a lot of them just aren't even gamers. King Gordok is dying so fast. Like, we've only made it to Gordok like once or twice while he's been alive. Like, we've missed him so many times because he dies immediately now. I feel like if they tweaked the HP, they might have tweaked the HP down a little bit too much. Because, like, it's not really giving us enough time to get to these bosses before they die. We barely made it to this one. And Lael, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. It's been a pretty decent day so far. Yeah, you really have to be in the active zone. Like in the zone that's not the active zone, you only have lingering memories, and the lingering memories don't really do much for you, I don't think. And the way they have it set up now, like everybody's always going to be in the active zone. So for the next 10 minutes, we're in Dustwallow Marsh, and then after that, Dragonblight is going to be the active zone. And then after Dragonblight, then we circle back around to the Searing Gorge. Oh, you're on the EU. Okay. Yeah. You're probably approaching your hour anyway. I feel like when you approach the hour, if there's not a way to move the bar down to like 0%, I feel like people peel out and they just wait for the next one. Like here we're gonna make it. We got 22%. We have 9 minutes. Like that's enough time for us to get the big boss out one more time. But if this were at like 80% or 90% with 9 minutes left, there really wouldn't be a way to get the big boss out again. And I feel like in that scenario, sometimes people just go park it. They wait for the next zone. They take a little break. Sometimes I feel like people skip out on Dragonblight. I feel like there are never as many people in Dragonblight as there are in the other two zones. And I feel like for a lot of people, when Dragonblight comes up in the rotation, like that's their time to go have lunch. That's their time to go have dinner. That's their time to take a break. It's whenever, like, the third hour when Dragonblight pops. That's the hour when they work their job? Yeah. That's the hour when the work from home people actually do work. Right. That makes sense. 2 hours a while, 1 hour of work. 2 hours a while, 1 hour of work. 2 hours a while, 1 hour work. Day's over. 9-hour workday. Completely done. There's 6 hours of WoW. 3 hours of actual work. That sounds about right. Oh yeah, our temperatures have been pretty mild as well. I've actually been able to go out for my morning walk and like take my kid and my little dog out in the mornings for walks for the past few days. Because at least in the morning it's like pretty mild. It's still getting hot in the afternoons, but the weekend was really chill. We were able to go out on some kayaks over the weekend and spend some time out on the water. And that was fun. We didn't melt. It was partly cloudy, so the sun wasn't out the whole time. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're getting closer to autumn and closer to not melting every single day. You have a friend who plays WoW while working from home. They do spreadsheet work while doing dungeons. Yeah, eventually they'll get fired. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Eventually, a lot of people who do that kind of shit working from home, either their job changes and they are not able to do that anymore, or they get fired. Because what's really happening is like they're underperforming, and eventually when you underperform, like you get found out. So don't be too jealous. I think like some people manage to sustain that for a long time, but in my experience, like that kind of shit never lasts for most people. Unless you're a manager. If you got a management job, if your work from home and your title has manager in it, then yeah, then you get away with it forever. There's really, like, as a manager in a corporation, there's not a lot of actual day-to-day work that you're accountable for. But if you have a task-based job, eventually your work performance will suffer. I know this firsthand. My last year at my corporate job, I spent a lot more time at home, and I spent a lot less time doing actual work. So I know that it definitely like eats into your, it will eat into your productivity in a noticeable way eventually. The best thing to do if you work at a corporation, like the best thing you can do for yourself is just to make sure that nobody knows that you play video games. That's really like the best thing you can do for yourself in that situation. Like you work for a corporation, especially if you work from home, just don't let anybody know you even play games. Just keep that side of your life completely private. That was what I did. Like I worked for H&R Block for almost 10 years. And in that time, like, nobody knew that I was a gamer. Nobody knew I was a gamer until the last year I worked there when I completely stopped giving a shit. Like, after I already had my YouTube channel going for a while, and it was growing, and things were progressing, like, that was finally when, like, I let people find out that I was a gamer. But before that, that was my private life, and I kept that shit to myself. How am I leveling so fast? That's what this event is designed for. The event is designed to level characters very quickly. Yep. That's the whole purpose of the event. The pre-patch event is designed for people to level up characters very quickly. You can level a character from 10 to 70 in about 4 hours. And that's the entire purpose of it. They just want everybody to be able to find the specs they want to play and just level them up so that they're ready for the expansion. Do you just go around killing stuff? No, there's these little events that pop up. And so the purpose is to fly around, clear the events. When you clear the event, you get a huge amount of XP. By clearing the events, you're lowering this bar at the top here. When this bar at the top here, the main boss for the zone comes out, you kill the main boss, you get another crap load of XP, you get some loot, and then it resets, and then you continue and do it again. Every hour the zone changes. There are 3 different zones, and at the top of the hour, another zone becomes active. So every hour you're in a different zone, you're flying around, you're completing the events, you're killing the main boss when it comes out. And yet most of the events you can just tag stuff. Some of them you kill a mini boss, some of them you're picking stuff up off the ground, turning it into an NPC, like, but a lot of them are just run around, tag stuff, fight stuff. It's all it's pretty mindless. And it's intended to be that way. It's just like, it's just chill, it's cathartic. Once you get into a good flow and you're familiar with like what you're doing, it's really easy to fly around and do it. I can't say that it's fun, but what it is it's not, there's not a lot of friction. It's not a painful experience, it's a smooth experience. You kind of just veg out while you do it. But like, is it fun? No, it's not like fun. But it's not even meant to be fun. They're not even trying to make it fun. It's just like something you farm and you get into a good rhythm, and before you know it, you're level 70. And then you shelf the character and you roll a new one. Yeah, it's mindless grinding, and in that way, it's enjoyable for that. And then, you know, everyone gets to go into war with an army of alts. We have like 10 level 70s already. Most of them we probably won't ever play again, but some of them will be winners. Yeah, exactly. By the time you hit level cap, you have enough currency to buy a 480 set of gear. So like right away, As soon as you cap, your character will be draconically superior. And from there, you can jump into like low mythic keys. You can do some LFR. We're gonna try some Battlegrounds on this character. So yeah, it gives you, it's basically giving you a solid springboard to take any spec you want into the new expansion. And the great thing is, if you spend 4 hours leveling up a class and you don't like it, no big deal. You just go level up another class. Ah, we're at the hour. Okay, so notice now that we're at the hour, all you have left are lingering memories. These are not worth doing. As soon as you hit the hour, like we should have already been like on our way. I should have been watching the time a little bit more closely, because we should already have been on our way out of here like a minute ago. Let's turn in the daily quest. Level 60. Okay. So yeah, the next one is Dragonblight, which is kind of a slog fest, but we only have 10 levels to go. Level 60 to 70 is super fast. Like they scrunch the amount of XP required from 60 to 70 down substantially. So it shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to get these levels like pretty quickly. Like within this hour, we should get these levels. But to do that, we need to find an event that people are working on. Okay, like some people seem to be here, 9%. Okay. There are some people here working on this. Yeah, I think I have a bunch of currency left over on some characters as well. Yeah, you get more, if you level the whole character, you get more currency than you need to buy the set of gear. Like, you can buy your whole set of gear for about 50,000, but leveling up the character, you get like 70 or 80,000, depending on like how many mobs you're tagging and stuff like that. You can end up with a lot of leftover currency, for sure. Yeah, all the ones in Dragonblight are bad in my opinion. Like, there's a couple that are just boss fights, but besides those, like, this is not the fun place to be. Dragonblight is a good time. That's the time you should take your break, do your 1 hour of work for the day, go have lunch, get a workout in, stretch your legs. Like, Dragonblight it's not a fun place. And I feel like a lot of people don't do the quests here. I feel like more and more as time goes on, like less and less people bother with Dragonblight. They just work on the 2 other zones. They take an hour off when this comes up. Like, look how long it's taking us to pop a single event. It's about twice as long as it takes to do the events in Dustwallow Marsh. And they're all kind of like that. Like, up here there's a boss, but this boss is not just a boss. This boss has 3 different phases, so he's technically 3 different bosses. Just takes a long time to clear him. No one does the frog kissing one. Yeah, there are like people have it pretty much down to a science now, where like I've never done that one. And if you just kind of stick with other people where they're going, that's like usually the best option. But typically, it's like there are 6 or 7 different events that pop up in each zone. But for the most part, players only do 4 or 5 of them. And we kind of just fly between the same 4 or 5. And there's always 2 or 3 events that just like nobody does them. Either because they're too slow, or maybe they're ones that are just like really far away, like on the map. We just don't go out to them unless we have no other choice. Like this one over here in the mountain, that's a boss, so we're gonna go do that one. But there's a couple here that we're gonna try to avoid because they're just kind of a slog fest. Like whatever this one is down here, a blade fit for a champion. Nobody does this one. I've never been down there. I've never seen anybody go down there to do it. I've never gone down there to do it. Let's see how fast Arthas dies today. Also, for whatever reason, Dragonblight is the only zone where we get any kind of ability lag when we're fighting the main boss. It's not like super noticeable today, but it's definitely more noticeable. Like when we were fighting in Dustwall of Mars, like we never got any ability lag at all. So like I don't really know what the difference is between the zones. That like when we're here, we always get like a little bit of ability lag. There he goes. We went from getting like item level 100 gear to getting item level 230. Like the itemization stuff is so broken. This guy needs to be nerfed. This guy takes way too long to kill. Like, in any of the other zones, we would have cleared like 2 or 3 other events by now. He also has a charge that'll like basically one-shot anybody who's not max level, and that sucks to get hit by. Yeah, they need to nerf this guy. They need to remove the 2 different phases. There should be one phase. The dude should come out. You should kill the dude. You should get... like, we might die here, and the shitty thing is, like, if we die, we get nothing. You don't get experience. You don't get loot. You get nothing. I'm gonna do my turtle shell. There we go. We lived. Barely. Yeah, but this one takes way too long. It's a huge waste of time. You can tell, like, nobody wants to do any of these. Like, people come, they check it out, the bar's not moving, they leave. Like, yeah, they're all like this. I feel like, I do feel like people don't come here. Like, people just stop playing. Because, like, none of these events moves fast, none of them are easy to finish. It feels so different being here than being in either of the other 2 zones. Like, as a low-level character, it's dangerous for me to initiate combat with anything. Because typically, all the mobs are kind of overtuned. Like, you'll notice that I'm not doing any damage to this. Like, so this mob is at my level, but because of how shitty the gear is, like, I can't actually kill anything by myself. So, like, as a solo player who's trying to use this event to level up, I really can't fight anything. And like, even fighting these 2 guys, I'm gonna die. Like, the only way that I'm not going to die is if I feign death. I can feign death, and then all I can really do now is lay here, because if I stand up, I'm gonna aggro some stuff. So now I'm just kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck hoping that other people complete the event. I would say, like, if you guys are doing this, don't quest here. Don't do this, because eventually Blizzard's they're gonna have data that just shows like how shitty this one is. It's sad to see. Yeah, it sucks to not be able to fight a single mob. That's the only shitty thing about this event, is because the gear they give you is such absolute garbage for your character level. You can't fight mobs. Like, you can only tag stuff in big groups. Because of, like, all the gear we get is bad. All the gear you get is bad, and honestly, you don't get enough of it. You don't get enough. Even if the gear was decent, you're not ever getting enough of it to keep up. You're not ever getting enough of it to make your whole set. Like, it's never going to be enough. And like I said, it gets it to a point where you can't even fight a single mob by yourself. Like this guy, he's dead. See all those murlocs? They just hunted him down and they murdered him. And that's what would happen to us if we try to pop any of the cages or we try to help out with this event really in any meaningful way. So like unless like all these people are just running, run buddy, run away. No, not like this. There we go. You just have to hope the event finishes and that everything despawns before it kills you. This is my new tactic. Land in the middle of the event, feign death, and then wait for the event to be completed by other people. That's the new tactic. That seems to be the safest thing to do here. You can start doing this stuff right at level 10. As soon as you hit level 10, you come to these events and you start farming the events. But there's never a point when you can solo mobs by yourself. Unless you, when you're finally level 70 and you have like your full set of gear, then you could do it, you know, if you're level 70. But while you're leveling up from 10 to 70, it's like, it's not safe for you to tag anything alone. Which is fine when there's other people around, but then when you get the Dragonblight, like, it's kind of empty, the events kind of suck, and oftentimes I get killed in Dragonblight more than I get killed anywhere else. I don't usually die in either of the other zones. Sometimes Hakar kills us. Yeah, I don't usually die in the other zones. Dragonblight is the place where I die the most. Like, same thing here. If I pop one of these and it's a mob, it's gonna kill me. So, like, I don't see any other players, so I can't really take any actions. Yeah, there's somewhere somebody's completing this, but I don't see... I don't really see where they're at. Yeah, I don't see them at all. Somewhere there's a person popping cocoons. And now they've stopped because now they've probably gone on to the boss. Yeah, now they've probably moved over this way. They've stopped popping cocoons, and they've come over to the boss that's spawning over here. Yep. Is this the starting area for the War Within? This is the pre-patch. This is the pre-patch event. The War Within does not come out for 10 more days. August 22nd is the official start of the expansion. This is Dragonblight, which was a zone back in Northrend during Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, you can do stuff in raid groups. I haven't seen anybody inviting to raid groups. We've leveled what, like 17 characters so far? I have not been in a group the entire time I've done this. But yeah, you could probably join a raid group. That would make it a little bit safer for you. You'd also probably get a little bit more experience by like getting more tags in. Again, see, this one is barely moving. It's just that there's none of these are good. Lumber collection sucks. Trials of the Argent, I don't even think I've done this one. No one does Blade Fit for a champion. Like, everyone hates this one too, but it's like the lesser of evils right now. Like, these are all bad, and they all take a lot of time to do compared to both of the other zones. It feels like they almost intentionally made it bad. Because the other two zones feel very similar to each other. Like Searing Gorge and Dustwallow Marsh, they have a very similar feel. The quests are easy to complete. The quests are close together. There's like 3 bosses you can fight that are pretty easy just to go fight the bosses. And then you come to Dragonblight, and it all falls over. It's all miserable. Nobody wants to do any of the events. Oh, see, now we have to feign death. There we go. See, these guys just murdered another person, and they all came onto us. So now we get to do the tactic of we just lay here now until the event is completed by somebody who can actually kill the mobs. Yeah, look how far away they are, and none of these are good to do. Like Prophet Serratus is basically just a kill quest. This one's pretty easy to do. By Fire Be Purged takes a long time. I would highly recommend that nobody quest here. Just like when this pops up, take a break for an hour. Come back when the hour passes. It's not worth your time. Like we might not hit 70 here. That's the crazy thing. Is like we might not hit 70 in this zone. That's how long it takes people to complete these events. And then some of them, I think, like people misunderstand what they're supposed to be doing. Like I see lots of people fighting enemies. That's not what you do here. Like, you need to pop the Web Crusaders. So, like, while you're fighting all the elites is not moving the bar. You gotta pop the web, guys. Champions Call is back up. Yeah, read a book, take a walk. Like, it's a great time to take an hour off. Like, because the other two zones, you will level super fast. So you should spend all of your playtime should be spent in either the Searing Gorge or Dustwallow Marsh, and this is the time to walk away. Because it's not enjoyable. The zone is really, really boring to look at. There's no music that's any good to speak of. Like, there's really nothing good about it. That's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that they picked this zone, they decided on these events, and there's nothing good about any of them. It's really strange. The other two zones, at least you get into a really good flow. You can just kind of relax and like sink into the flow of doing stuff. Like this place is awful. Also, like, the other zones, you know which ones are good, and you know which ones suck. So you can predict where everyone's going to go in the other zones based on what's on the map. When you're in Dragonblight, everything on the map sucks, and that makes it really hard to figure out where the bulk of players are going to go. So I think in Dragonblight, more than the other zones, players split up. Players split up because every event is shitty, and they're just choosing between, like, all these shitty events, and so none of us end up in the same place, and so it takes an extra long time to get anything accomplished. That's, like, the other thing that happens. Whereas in Dustwallow Marsh and Searing Gorge, like, you know the 5 that are good. You know the 5 that spawn that, like, people are gonna focus on those 5. Here, they all suck. So it's a crapshoot where people are gonna go. Like, right now, like, are people gonna go do Champion's Call, which sucks, or are they gonna go do Prophet Stratus, which is basically just a kill quest? It's hard to say. I'm gonna stop right here and see, like, okay, no, like, for whatever reason, people are not stopping here. It seems like people are probably going down to do Champion's Call, even though Champion's Call also really sucks. But yeah, you just don't know where people are gonna end up. I think by default people focus on the mini-bosses, but this is an awful one because you don't fight one mini-boss here, you fight 3 mini-bosses. Which literally means it just takes 3 times as long to do as any of the other mini-boss fights. Like, none of the other mini-bosses in any of the other zones have multiple phases. This is the only one that's like this. We're a half hour in and we just hit 65, so we're on track to barely hit 70 by the time we're done here. But yeah, we have to get through another 30 minutes of Dragonblight to make that happen. Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, buddy. Happy Monday to you as well. Thanks for being here. Michael, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. And Santek, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. In the War Within, we're gonna fight blue transparent bad guys again. Blue transparent bad guys are, that's the main boss, yeah. Yeah, the main boss of the expansion is blue transparent bad guys. They're easier to animate than, like, fleshed out, colored in bad guys. Alright, so where are people going to go now? Are they going to go to Prophet Serratus? Are they going to go to Oh No Tadpoles? Did they go down to Web Crusaders? It's hard to say. These all suck. Oh, look, we did that one. Okay, let's see. Let's go check Tadpoles. See, now people are all spread out. So now we have no idea where people are at. Okay, it looks like people are doing Tadpoles. Let's just put ourselves, like, right here. Let's do a little feigned death. And we'll just wait for this to wrap up. Feigned death seems to be the best way to survive the Dragonblight events. Oh no! Okay, we're good, we're good. There we go, perfect. Oh god, champions. So like how many more times are we gonna have to do champions call? We got like 42 minutes or 22 minutes. We probably have to do this one like 7 more times. Oh, see, that sucked. We fought 2 phases of the fight. 2 phases of the fight, and we got nothing because before the 3rd phase was down, the Lich King spawned. So that was a bunch of time that we wasted. It's always really unfortunate when that happens, when you're just about to finish an event and get the XP, but then, like, somewhere else an event finishes, and that bumps the thing down, and then the boss spawns, and all the events disappear. It sucks. You just miss out on a bunch of XP that way. They should change it, like if an event's in progress, like maybe it should just stay in progress until it gets completed. Especially if it's a mini boss, it should just stay up until you kill it, then you can go to the main boss. Has anything exciting happened in the last few streams? No, nothing. No, we've just been leveling 17 characters. Nothing exciting. But that's pretty typical. I don't think anything exciting usually happens in the streams. I'm just gonna feign death this one. Lots of murlocs around, they're all looking really scary. Two more levels to go. Okay. We can do it. We can do this. I endeavor to make this stream the most boring stream on YouTube. So if anything exciting does happen, then I'm failing. I'm even playing as a hunter, the most boring class. Yeah, see, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, from a fantasy standpoint, the hunter is the most boring class to me. I'm hoping it'll be fun in PvP, but I don't know. That's the good thing about this event, is I can level classes and specs that I otherwise wouldn't touch. Like, in a world where it takes 20 hours to level a character, I probably wouldn't bother leveling a hunter up. But in the world where it takes 4 hours, then yeah, not a big deal. What happened to the DK and Panda Remix? Panda Remix was like a terrible experience for me, and I just kind of hated it. That Death Knight's still level 54, and they'll probably just chill at level 54 for the end of time. Yeah, Panda Remix was not for me. Panda Remix was way too much inventory management. It was way too much, like, I spent too much time socketing, resocketing gems. I spent way too much time unequipping and re-equipping better gear. It just wasn't for me. Whenever I did group content, like the few times I tried to do 5-man content or like LFR content, all that content it was one froggy boy who'd maxed out all their gear, one-shotting everything in the run, and then it was everybody else following behind them, trying to keep up and not being able to do anything. It was just a very shitty experience from like a gameplay standpoint. And like, as a person that doesn't care about the transmog, like, it just wasn't for me. It's always much more enjoyable for me just to level up characters in any other way besides Panda Remix. Yeah. No, the Death Knight, it's stuck in the remix. Like, I could level a different DK. We started a DK a little while back, got it to like level 20 something. But the 54 DK that I have in remix, you can't pull those characters out of remix. That was another reason why I stopped playing Remix. When I realized that the characters were going to be stuck in Remix until War Within launched, kind of deflated me for leveling up any characters. I like to level the character and then get it into like some mythics or do some endgame stuff with it, at least to like try it out. And in Remix, you can't do that. Remix characters just live and die in Remix. Mike, happy Monday, man. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Unholy was a lot of fun. Unholy was a lot of fun, and I do have a level 24 Death Knight that we were leveling up in the event that I'll probably finish it. We have 10 days, so you know, in 10 days I'll probably level up every single spec that exists, regardless of whether I plan to play them in the future or not. I feel like I already have my roster set for War Within, so at this point, like, leveling characters up is just like, okay, we'll level all the characters up, and then I have them in my back pocket in case I ever want them. This way, after this event, we'll never have to level up another retail character. Like, retail leveling will no longer be a thing on this channel after this event, because we'll have everything leveled up that we could ever possibly want or need. We have one more level to go. We're gonna make it. Oh, we gotta do Champion's Call again. Oh my god. Yeah, I think, like, man, if I level any more characters in this event, I can't do Dragonblight. We'll have to log out, like, during Dragonblight, and we'll have to do something else on it. Maybe we'll go do, like, Mythics for that hour. We'll just jump on one of our max level characters, we'll go do Mythics, we'll let Dragonblight end, and then we'll jump back on the leveling character. Because, like, after today, I don't think I can do Dragonblight ever again. I really never... I don't want to see this zone again. I don't want to see these events again. They've gotten under my skin in a way that, like, the other two zones simply don't. So yeah, like, whatever we level going forward, we will not be doing Dragonblight anymore. This thing didn't... It's supposed to have one more stage. Yeah, we're supposed to have a third stage here. We spooked him. Yeah, like, okay, where is he? Oh, we bugged it out long enough, and then the Lich King ruined it for us. This is the second time we've been on this same event. We get to the third stage, and instead of being able to kill him or get any of the experience, the Lich King comes out, and then it's like, boom, you just wasted all your time. Would I ever do a Vulpera or a High Mountain Tauren? No, probably not. I don't like the Vulpera. As for the Tauren, like, if I was gonna do a Tauren, I'd probably just do a normal Tauren. The problem is, like, the allied races don't have anywhere near as many customization options anymore, because they worked really hard to give all the standard races, like, a bunch more customization, and they did not do that for the allied races. So now all the allied races kind of suck, compared to the normal races. They just don't have anywhere near the customization that you can do on the other races. I'm not really a Tauren player or, like, in Vulpera. Vulpera they're too short. I typically don't play short races. I don't like my camera perspective being that low to the ground. And I don't like my character being hidden by the ground clutter. It sucks to have to turn ground clutter off to see your character. I feel like I didn't get the bonus XP for that one. We got the 5,000 XP from the boss going down, but yeah, we did not get the bonus XP. Because my bar should have moved a little bit more than 2 bubbles. So that's kind of messed up. Blood Moon, happy Monday. Thanks for stopping by the stream. You guys will notice that even though I participated in that entire boss fight, that once again I didn't get any experience at all. You can even roll the stream back and fact check me. We had 2 bubbles going into this event. I stayed alive the entire time. I didn't even feign death, and we got 0 fucking experience for it. So that's twice in a row now that a boss or an event has gone down, and we have not gotten any bonus experience. That's gonna make it really hard to get the last level if they have just fucking cut us off from getting XP. So yeah, let's see, like, how is this one gonna go? This one's over. Okay, let's go try another one. So we got 2 events in a row that we haven't benefited from at all. That's fucking great. There we go. We showed up at the last minute for this one, didn't do any of the objectives, and we got full credit. I wailed on Thorum for the whole fucking time he was up, and I didn't get anything. So yeah, there's no bugs. This is a bug-free game. It's been thoroughly tested. All the kinks have been worked out. There's no problems with it or anything. Obviously. If we actually get experience for this one, this will be the last one that we need, I think. This is another event where I think a lot of people come here and they just start killing shit, and they don't realize that the objective here has nothing to do with killing shit. The objective here is only to collect the wood and bring the wood to the wood piles. So it's like you look off and you see lots of people fighting, and you see like one dude carrying the wood piles. I can't stand up, because if I stand up right now, this pleasant looking moose right here will annihilate me, because even though I'm level 69, it's gonna scale him to level 69, right? Because I'm level 69. The problem with that is that I have a fucking 44 item level. So if I stand up, this moose is gonna wreck me, because he's gonna scale to power level 69, and I have an item level of 44, because for whatever reason, the events, you just don't get loot. You just never, ever get any fucking loot. Even though you're leveling like a mad person, they think that like the loot drops are fine where they're at. You should get loot every single time you complete an event. And if you got loot every single time you completed an event, you probably still wouldn't have a decent item level. Your item level would probably still be really bad. But at least like you might be able to fight a single mob. You'd have a chance to survive against a friendly moose. For a minute. It's harsh. It's real harsh, yeah. It's harsh when you get your ass handed to you by a moose. because you have a 44 item level at level 69. It's not good. It's not good. The worst part is it's easily fixed. It's easily fixed. Just give more loot and higher item level loot. You go in, you type a few numbers. There we go. We did a little bit of programming. We typed in a few different numbers, and all of a sudden people are getting a shit ton more loot. And all of a sudden the loot they're getting is a higher item level. It takes like it probably takes like 10 minutes to get it done. You're supposed to get XP just by being in the area when the event is completed. You technically don't have to do anything. You have to be in the radius when the event ends, and as long as you are present, you are supposed to get experience. Obviously, like, that doesn't work out all the time, but that's how it's supposed to work. Exhibit A, we land here, the event is going on, we'll chill here until the event finishes, and we should get full experience for it, which works about 90% of the time. There are other times, what you've seen, when I'll fight a boss and fight the boss and fight the boss, and the boss dies, and then I get nothing. But yeah, you're just supposed to be present. That's how you get XP. You get a huge chunk of XP when the event finishes. This event, nobody knows what to do, so they're all fighting stuff and fighting stuff and fighting stuff, and all you have to do here is pop the guys out of the cocoons. That's the only thing that's going to move the objective bar. Is if you pop the guy, and they're like, instead of popping the guys, they're like ignoring the cocoons and fighting all the elites, which is not going to fill the bar up. So we'll probably be here for a minute. If we get XP from this one, this will be the last one we need. We'll hit level 70, we'll be done. You can tag some mobs. Like, if you tag mobs, you get a little bit of experience from the mob kills, but that's not what gives you the bonus XP. You get the bonus XP just from being there when the event concludes. Assuming people can pull their heads out of their ass and actually complete the event. This one's just stuck. This one's stuck at 9. There we go. I got that one. That's 96. If I tag this and a mob comes out of it, I'm gonna be dead. Okay, yep, this mob's gonna kill me. Oh, he stayed there. I didn't aggro him. Okay, we gotta find one more cocoon we can safely pop without getting murdered. Let's try this one. Okay, nope, that was an enemy. Let's pop this one. Okay, that was also an enemy. Yeah, the problem is none of the cocoons are pushing the meter forward, because all the cocoons have bad guys in them. There we go. There we go. We're done. Let's get the f out of here. This is the last time I'm ever doing Dragonblight. If we level anything going forward, we're not gonna be doing Dragonblight. They need to, like, delete this zone from the event. Put something. If we went back, going back and forth between Dustwallow and Searing Gorge would be so much better than having this in the rotation at all. Alright, so that's it. That's level cap. We have 66,000 of the currency, which is more than enough to buy everything that we need. Let's grab... I don't know what I need. I probably want crit. Let's grab crit stuff. We'll go after the crit neck. We've just got a couple of rings here. We'll buy both the rings. Trinkets, agility trinket, yes. Agility trinket, yes. Is there one with crit on it? Yep, crit back piece. We got a belt. Wrist. Hands. Feet. Legs. Chest. Okay. We need shoulders. Helmet. Inventory's full. Inventory's full, guys. Inventory's full. I don't even have inventory space to hold all my loot. Where did we leave off? Shit, I don't know. Let's try to grab not a pole arm. We want not a staff. We want the. I guess we're taking a crossbow. Oh, maybe I didn't even need the crossbow. I don't know. Maybe I already had it. Yeah, we went 1 to 70 with just the starter bag. Yep, I didn't even bother sending bags over. All right, so what am I missing? I'm missing the helmets. Yeah, we didn't get the helmet. There we go. Draconically superior. And now we leave. We should go get our 4-set bonus from Tears Hold. Which means we have to somehow get to Veldraken. I think you need like 50k. 50k, I believe, gets you everything that you need from as far as gear goes. You need about 50k. Dustin, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. I also have to finish my spec. Yeah, we have to actually spend the majority of our talent points yet. So in doing that, we'll probably get 17 more abilities that I have to push. This tier set looks completely horrible. This is probably the dumbest thing I have ever seen in the game in my entire life. Is there anybody who thinks this looks cool? Like, is this cool? Because this looks really, really stupid to me. Yeah, this looks like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in the game. Yeah, I hate this. I think this looks completely retarded. Let's go ahead and spend our talent points. Let's see. Marksmanship Hunter PvP spec. PvP talents. I want the Battleground Cleave build. Okay, here we go. So let's take a look. Okay, this does not look the same as what Icy Veins is showing me, even though they're saying this is the War Within build. It clearly is the Dragonblight build instead. Everything here looks different. We're skipping this. We're gonna grab this. Let's see. We're gonna grab this. Binding shot. Tether, I think I need that out. That seems like a PvP thing. We've got 2 points here. We're grabbing 1 point here. And then somewhere I need to spend more points that I haven't spent. Entrapment. Okay. Camouflage, that has to come out. That's another button to push. Born to be Wild. Unnatural Causes. Explosive Trap, that's another button to push. I'm never going to push that button. Pathfinding, movement speed increased by 4% seems good. Roar of Sacrifice, I don't have a pet, so like I'm going to take this because it's part of the build, but I should probably just grab anything else. Movement speed is increased by 30%. Okay, yep, let's grab that instead. What else? Improved traps. Probably never going to use a trap in my life. What else? Yep, there's like a bunch of points that I don't see where we're going to spend all these points. Let's just grab some stuff, just to get this done. That seems fine. Let's jump over to the marksman tree. Lock and load. We're not taking Chimera Shot. Volley, yet another ability I'll probably never press. We're not taking that one. There we go. That's it. That's the spec. Yeah, I could have imported it. That's true. I like to kind of read them a little bit. Like, I like to like go through manually, just read the ones that I'm taking, so that like maybe I understand a little bit. This spec I don't understand at all, but that's fine. Binding Shot, I'll probably want to use that sometimes. It's probably going to be more beneficial than Explosive Shot in PvP. Tar Trap, probably the same thing. Probably going to use that more than Tranquilizing Shot. And let's just like change our horrible transmog to basically like any other transmog. Let's go with this. Oh, I don't have enough gold to transmog. Well, that's embarrassing. Why don't I have any gold? I have like 0 gold basically. So I guess we'll deal with the crappy transmog. This is better than what I have on. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna try a battleground, but I don't know like how this is gonna go. Quick match, random battleground. I'm gonna go bio real quick before I do this. Can I queue up? Like, is this gonna have a wait time? Select a role. Yeah, I'll select DPS. Okay, this has a 7-minute wait time. Okay, that's okay. I'll be right back. Yeah, I didn't buy the yak. Yeah, Talon bought the yak for me. He actually got himself into a group with a warlock, summoned me to where the yak is purchased because he knew I would never find it on my own, and then handed me the money to buy the yak. So yeah, for the record, I didn't buy this yak. For the record, I never would have bought the yak, even if I had the money for the yak. Like, I never would have bought it if he hadn't summoned me out to the spot, handed me the money on stream, and like everybody got to watch me buy the yak. Otherwise, I'd still be yakless. So yeah, just for the record. What would I advise new players to WoW? To level through areas like the old world? I mean, if you're a new player to modern WoW, then yeah, probably the best thing you can do is take Cataclysm time walking and just level up in the old world, like level up in Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. If you're like brand new to the game, that's probably your best bet. You'll do the Exiles Reach 1 to 10 scenario, and then after that, you'll talk to an NPC named Chromie, and you'll take Cataclysm time walking, and then you'll just pick any zone you want to in the Eastern Kingdoms or Kalimdor, and you'll do all your questing. That's what a new player would do. That's what I would recommend. So what? 7 minutes. Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't really... what is a random epic battleground? Random epic battleground. 40-player battleground. What's the difference? Do more people do the epic ones? Like, where's my queue time going to be the smallest? I guess that's a good question. Can I queue up for multiple things? Oh, I can queue up. Okay, it's 11 minutes for an epic battleground, 7 minutes for a random. So we'll just take whatever one we get first. Yeah, it looks like right now more people might be doing the smaller one. I mean, the smaller one has like a smaller size, so it's probably easier to fill it. We'll see which one pops first. Man, it really sucks that I can't transmog anything. I look like a complete clown. I hate this. Let's see if... Oh, there we go. Whatever, we'll just look... We are a clown, so we'll just look like a clown, and that's fine. Silverwing Hold, Okay, is this capture the flag? Warsong Gulch. Okay, capture the flag time. This is gonna be, probably very bad. Seeing as how, like, I'm gonna try just not to feed. I'm gonna try not to be a feeder. But besides that, I really have no idea how to PvP, so... Yeah. It's probably gonna be a shit show. I'm gonna try to, like, stay with some people. It's death number 1. Oh boy. Dustin, have a good rest of your day, man. We'll see you next time. I feel like we're killing people, but we're not protecting our flag, and we're not going after their flag. So like that's probably going to be a problem. As a hunter, grab the flag. As someone who doesn't do Battlegrounds, I'm not touching the flag. Maybe once I'm more comfortable with like where the routes are, where the safe areas are to run. Like right now, like I don't think I'm touching the flag. Agent Dad, good evening, good afternoon, welcome buddy. I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Well, that was a good way to get killed immediately. And for whatever reason, I didn't respawn. That's cool. Oh my god, we won. Well, that's cool. And that's it. That's Battlegrounds. It seemed like kind of a random cluster. You know, we died a few times. That was okay. And what do we get for that? We got a Splintered Spark of Awakening, an upgrade item. We got a Victorious Strong box. Like, what do we get out of this? We got Awakening Stone Wing. Attuned to the stone to discover flight stones and maybe even some Whelpling's crest. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. We just get a crest. And then we got Marks of Honor. And I don't really know like what we do with that. Exchange for legacy weapons and armor. Legacy weapons and armor. Okay. Cool. Well, that was something. That was something. And then I guess the epic battleground is just like a bigger version of that with more people, which just means it'll probably be more of a cluster. Was that fun? It was. I don't know if it was fun. It was something. It was okay. It kind of made me miss Heroes of the Storm. It kind of made me miss like a more formulaic and intentional like form of PvP. That seemed like very much just like random crazy stuff happening, and it was fun to sit back and like take shots at people when they often when they clearly didn't even really know what was going on. Average wait time 11 minutes, time in queue 20 minutes. I guess it probably just kept us in the queue because we were already in a run. And it probably can't like pop multiple queues while we're already in a battleground, so I would be down to try another one if we can get one to pop like soonish. So we don't open up any great vault slots by doing battlegrounds. That's a bummer. Rated PvP or battleground blitz. What the F is battleground blitz? I don't see battleground blitz as an option. But apparently you don't unlock any great vault slots by doing like battlegrounds. By Battleground Blitz, do they mean the brawl? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Battleground Blitz. Yeah, only rated PvP gives you vault rewards. Yeah, I was under the impression that in War Within we would be able to do solo rated battlegrounds, but I guess like solo rated battlegrounds are not going to be a thing until Season 1, which doesn't start until September 10th, so yeah. Maybe I'll just try it again whenever I can do solo rated stuff, because yeah, like doing battlegrounds for you're not even opening up a great vault slot, like it seems kind of pointless. Although, like, maybe it gets you access to PvP gear. I don't know. I don't even know. Is there PvP gear that gives you, like, PvP stats? Is that still a thing that they do? Yeah, maybe we'll just revisit this whenever the actual season comes out. Because, yeah, I don't have a big interest in doing, like, non-rated stuff. I don't know why. My brain doesn't really feel compelled to do stuff unless I can be progressing, like, some kind of rating with it. So maybe we'll just put this character on the back burner. We'll wait for War Within to come out, and maybe we'll check it out then. Oh, we got the queue. I'll do one more. I'll do one more today. Yeah, I don't see myself doing a lot of this until there's actual rating and actual, like, rewards at stake. I've never been here, whatever this is. The Seething Shore, okay. I've never seen this battleground before in my life. We seem to be on an airship. We're on an airship. I don't know if we stay on the airship. Maybe we're gonna, like, battle on the airship. It's weird. I don't think I want to jump off, but, like, I'm just gonna wait and see what everybody does. I'm assuming we're waiting for this to count down. When was this added? Like, when did this battleground come into the game? This is not one of the original battlegrounds. This was BFA. Nice. Collect as much Azurite as you can. It's the key to victory. Oh god. Really? So how am I getting off the airship? Okay. I guess we jump off. Oh god, we go back on the ship every time we die? Oh, that's incredibly annoying. So I have to jump off of this boat every single time I respawn. And I think the boat is in motion. I don't like this. Are we moving? We seem to be moving. And so, like, what's the safest way to get down? Can I just leap off of here and then I'm fine? It doesn't seem like I'm fine. It seems like I have to hit this button. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of whatever's going on. This map seems like if I could fly, that would be better, but I apparently I can't fly here, so... There's some kind of objective here. We're supposed to be gathering azurite. So far, I haven't been able to visualize any azurite or see any of the objectives. I guess I make a decent distraction. I can distract the other players so that maybe my team can do something useful. So this is why people say if you want a PvP, you should actually play a game that's like focused around PvP. This seems like this is not fun. This is not fun to me. This makes me wish that Heroes of the Storm was still like a game I could play. But yeah, whatever this is not enjoyable. I don't know if it gets fun when you get gear and like you're overpowered compared to other people or like what, but it just makes me like, it makes me wish I was playing a game that was like better balanced for PvP, like an actual PvP game. Like I would almost rather go play some Overwatch 2 than to subject myself to the randomness of whatever this was. And now I seem to be stuck here for the rest of my life. I live in this bush now. This is, I can't move my character. This is my home now. Can we leave? Is there a way to teleport out? A leave match. Okay, good. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't. I think it was always probably pretty messy, because it's like there's no like it's the structure's not good. I'm not really enjoying it. No, it's not a surprise. Like I'm not a PvPer in this game. It just makes me want to go play Heroes of the Storm, which is a dead game that nobody plays anymore. Yeah, I feel like if I wanted to PvP, then I would be better served like playing a game that has actual PvP. Like if I wanted to PvP, no, I hate arenas. I've played arenas in the past, and I hate arenas. With arenas, you have to play whatever class is working well in arena, and you have to have a comp. You have to do whatever the comp is, whatever the winning comp is. That's what you need for arenas. No, I think if I wanted to do PvP, I'd have to go play like a PvP game. Like a game that the purpose of it and the balance of it and the direction of it and like everything is about PvP. I think that playing PvP in a PvE game, you just get kind of like half-assed PvP. League of Legends, you can't play League of Legends anymore if you're not a League of Legends player. I got okay at Heroes of the Storm when it existed. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in that game. But yeah, nobody plays it anymore. You can't play League anymore because like as a new person coming into League, you just piss off all the people that like have been playing League for 20 years. So yeah, I'd probably do better to like play like Overwatch 2 or something if I wanted to PvP. Probably be more successful at it. I'll become a League of Legends / Dota player. No, I'm not. I'm too old at this point to get into either of those games. That's the problem. But I did have a lot of fun in Heroes of the Storm. There was also a game back in the day called Monday Night Combat. Monday Night Combat was like it was a MOBA. It was a MOBA mixed with a hero shooter. And Monday Night Combat was an amazing game, and I got pretty good at that for a while. I put like 500 hours into that game over the course of one summer. So yeah, so that was fun, but that game also doesn't exist anymore. I've never even installed League of Legends. I've never installed it. I've never played a single match. I almost installed it recently. They had a Vampire Survivors mode that they put out for League of Legends, and I almost installed League of Legends to check out the Vampire Survivors mode, which is nothing like the actual game. So it wouldn't even be like playing League of Legends. It would be like playing Vampire Survivors with a League of Legends skin over it, I guess. Overwatch 2 is hell. I don't know. I played Overwatch 1 back when it came out, but I've never played Overwatch 2. So I don't know. The survival mode is decent. Yeah, I heard good things about the survivor mode in League of Legends. But it's not gonna like prepare me or teach me how to play like actual League of Legends, you know. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I am out of time. I gotta get a workout in and do some other stuff, so I am gonna call it right here for now. As far as what else we do, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna level any more characters or not. I'm not sure if like maybe I'm just gonna wait until the War Within actually comes out. We have like 10 days until the expansion launches. And maybe I just kind of chill out until that happens. But yeah. Thank you guys for being here and for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate all the support. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we will see you back here sometime in the future.